This is the Mike and Brian Show. Heard every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If it's sports, we're throwing it down. And did we mention we happen to like the Buffalo Bills just a little bit? If it's happening in Buffalo sports, we're talking about it. This is the Mike and Brian Show. And here's Mike and Brian.
Here we go!
This is the Mike and Brian Show. Heard every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If it's sports, we're throwing it down. And did we mention we happen to like the Buffalo Bills just a little bit? If it's happening in Buffalo sports, we're talking about it. This is the Mike and Brian Show. And here's Mike and Brian.
Here we go!
This is the Mike and Brian Show. Heard every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If it's sports, we're throwing it down. And did we mention we happen to like the Buffalo Bills just a little bit? If it's happening in Buffalo sports, we're talking about it. This is the Mike and Brian Show. And here's Mike and Brian.
We're here to talk about what it means to sports and where we're going next, you know?
Yeah, no, honestly, man, it's like I mean, it's kind of huge with things that are reopening, dude. It's kind of like crazy that like we had like I said 3 months that we literally were sitting at home not doing anything, and then now we're back
Yeah,
out
it
and
was
about.
like March.
I mean,
March
you were out and about the whole time, man. I mean, we have to give you and everybody, like even my mom and everybody, that were out, a huge round of applause, because that was
Yeah, absolutely.
a huge thing that people had to do. Like, I mean, even when I was out and about for a little bit, everybody was nervous, the thing going
Yeah.
around, and the possibility of actually getting it and all this, and it was So I mean, yeah, it's definitely huge. I mean, and then bringing up that topics we're bringing up today. I mean, sports coming back. How do you feel about that?
I feel good. I feel good because we're gonna have the NBA back soon. I don't know what to say about baseball. It doesn't seem like they can come to a conclusion. The two sides continue to butt heads about who is greedy or who is more greedy. So we'll see what happens. But the NBA coming back should be really exciting, and it's going to be cool to see the 22 team playoff format that they have set up.
No, it definitely is, dude. I mean, honestly, like, it's gonna be interesting if the MLB actually does come back. Like, what kind of like things they're gonna do with their season or the ending season? Are they actually gonna continue their season, play the whole thing? Are they gonna do something different where they do a tournament type thing like the NBA is doing? I mean, there's so many opportunities out there. I mean, now with so little time, they gotta really figure out what to do. Like it's gonna be some brainstorming and some good ideas to actually
Yeah.
figure out what they're gonna do with that.
Well, let me just talk about good ideas and brainstorm. Let me just break down like the little season uh, resume itinerary they have for the NBA. So starting June 15th, players traveling outside the U.S. will return to their team markets. So like any international players will return to their team markets. June 22nd, all other players return to team markets. And then June 23rd, head coaches can begin working with players in voluntary workouts. July 7th, teams begin arriving in Florida. July 9th through the 29th, training camp in Florida with 3 scrimmages per team. July 30th, seeding games begin. 8 games per team. And then they would hopefully think that the playoffs would begin August 17th. August 30th, they have here family and guests of teams may arrive. That's big. Wow, I'm just reading that now. What do you think
Okay, wait,
about
hold
that?
on, wait. Repeat that for me again. I just want everybody else to hear that.
August 30th on the itinerary. Family and guests of teams may arrive.
Now, is that for to visit to watch a game? Like, what are they? What are they? Doesn't really specify.
No,
That
no,
that
that's
might be some good news, maybe on that part of like maybe bringing fans to the game. Like that's still technically fans in a way. I mean, I know they're family members. I know they're with teammates a lot, but they're
wow.
not with the other teammates. So it's kind of like there's still the possibility there. I mean, we all got to be still a little bit. I mean, I know it's not out there right now, and we're not seeing it a lot, but you still got to be like, oh yeah, that's huge. That's a huge thing, man. That's huge. I didn't.
Uh,
I'm glad you read that.
let me read this last little paragraph here that they had. There will be 14 teams eliminated within 53 days of arriving, and only 4 teams will remain after 67 days. The 6 teams eliminated after 8 regular season games and a possible play-in tournament for the 8th seed would leave the bubble, talking about Orlando, within 35 to 40 days. The NBA expects the conference finals will end within a maximum of 82 days.
Yeah, they're trying to do it quick. They're not trying to be together for a long time. They're trying to do it fast in a good amount of time. Like, bro, the thing is, they're not. There's no travel. They're gonna be together all the time. Like
Everyone's rested.
yes, exactly. Like it's gonna honestly be. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna all about the younger teams. Like honestly, I don't know if is. And I mean, and okay, this is the only thing I think. If we're bringing up that honestly, like, is it possible that the Lakers do actually, you know, get really hot and they just somehow just take over and they really just like it's possible, right?
Yeah. So, yeah. So before we get talking about who we think's gonna get on a roll, just last things that are like kind of like just milestones in the off season. So they project that the NBA lottery will be scheduled for August 25th. So
Okay.
that's when you can think like the 8 teams from each conference will be decided by probably before then, and they'll do the lottery on August 25th to decide who has the first overall pick, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I did read about that they were gonna do the lottery before the actual game, right? Or like during the games, or like right?
Well, when they talk about the lottery, they're only talking about the first 14 picks, obviously. So they won't obviously announce the draft order of the teams that are still in the playoff tournament,
Obviously.
but it's more or less about what team's getting the first overall pick.
Exactly.
And most likely, it looks like right now the highest percentage is Golden State.
Golden State?
Yep.
Because Steph Curry didn't play all year, right?
Yeah, nobody's played all year. No Klay Thompson, nothing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy to see them all the way down there, man. It's kind of crazy that
It's insane.
They were doing so well, so good. They were winning all these games, and then they just honestly they did it on purpose, bro. They're trying to get another superstar. Literally.
Probably, it wouldn't surprise me.
It's crazy.
Wouldn't surprise me at all. All right, so just run down for me. So if you had to take a look at obviously the seeding and the way that the East is, and most likely more than not, the Magic will end up playing the Wizards for that 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. Who do you got winning that playoff series?
On that one, the Eastern Conference series, and Magic or the Wizards, I'm gonna have to take Orlando, man. I mean, honestly, the Wizards are a good team, but I just feel like Orlando just better team, man. They're just a better team.
I thought so too. The Magic have some really good young stars on their team, and
I agree.
They look good. I mean, John Wall, he's obviously a great player, and
that's the only reason I could see them winning, right? John Wall, yeah.
Bradley Beal, too. So they got good players, but young guns. It's a young gun kind of league. So like once you get obviously out of the teams battling for those 8th seeds and those bottom seeds, what do you think they like while those teams battle it out? I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, do the Lakers and the Bucks, like, who do they play? You know what I mean? Like, and do their game, can they only drop to a certain point? Like, would the NBA set it up where the 1 seeds can only drop as far as 3 off of the 8-game regular season, and so on and so forth? Like 2 can only drop to 4 or 5. Like, like how they do the lottery, how the Sabres that one year, no matter what, they had 1 or 2. That's how we knew we were getting McDavid or Eichel. So.
Yeah. No, I don't think the NBA. I think the NBA. The odds are like kind of way more like different. It's crazy. It's
what
honestly,
do you mean?
It's like you said about how the Sabres at the 1 and 2 pick.
Yeah. The NBA lottery you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. No, it's completely different.
It's completely different than that. But no, honestly, bro, like, if you're talking about just, like, teams that, my favorites in, like, maybe some of the divisions or the conferences, I mean, honestly, bro, the Eastern Conference, I feel like you could look at any of those teams that are going to be in that Eastern Conference final or the quarters or whatever, any team could come out of that conference and take it and go all the way to the NBA Finals. Like, easily. You could look at Milwaukee, you could look at Orlando, Toronto, Brooklyn, Boston, Philly, Miami, Indiana. Any one of those teams, you could name them, and they could every single one could definitely go hot and go all the way, and but I just don't.
Other than the obvious Milwaukee Bucks, who is your favorite or sleeper in the East?
I would have to say Philly, dude. Honestly, Philly's my sleeper. I think they have a good team. I think they have a good core. I think a lot of people underestimate them. I think they do. Maybe they didn't really have that great of a regular season, but I think that they can really show what they do in the playoffs. I mean, honestly, this is the perfect thing for them. They're young. They got a lot of rest. They got able to show what they could do, and they're gonna just go out there and Embiid's gonna be complete. Like, bro, it's honestly was a perfect scenario for this thing to happen. And if it's gonna go this way, and they're gonna have NBA the finals and the quarters and go the way it is, it's gonna work out the best for that team. I think, in my opinion.
So my sleeper team in the East, I'm gonna say look for the Heat to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. I like Miami. I like the way they're playing. I like Eric Spoelstra. I like the coaching. I think they got some good talent down there. Look for Miami to make a splash in this little startup playoff or whatever you want to call it. Orlando playoff, we'll call it, because that's what they seem to call it on ESPN.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's just move to the West. Obviously the big favorite is probably the Lakers with LeBron and Anthony Davis, obviously, but I don't know. You think those guys in the same building, the Clippers, could make a run for their money? You think it's Lakers Clippers Western Conference Finals, or you think
I
it's
honestly
someone else?
I would have to agree with you on that. I do think that those two teams are going to be the two teams that we do see in the finals. I think that it's going to be a very competitive West. I do not see that. I think any team in the West could do the same thing. I think if there's any. I think in any of these things, any team could come out of the things just the way how it's going to be going, and just like it's not. You're not coming off of a season where you're hot or just cold. Everybody is on a fair playing field. They're not. No one's came out. Obviously, they've probably been working out, but it's not like they've been playing real games against real competitive players. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I feel like it's a fair I think any team could, like you could see Oklahoma City, you could see Houston win it, like you could see one of those teams maybe win it.
City was getting hot at the end of the year there before they went on cancellation or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So let me just ask you something about this whole so the just so everyone knows, I don't know if we said this in the beginning, but the the reason the West has so many more seeds than the East is because they decided that any team within 6 game or 6 games of the eighth seed in their conference could be eligible for the playoff. So that's why there's 13 teams in the West and 9 in the East. So you're asking yourself, and you're looking at the teams who are on the bottom for the West, and you're thinking to yourself, and you're thinking about the money lost, and you're thinking about the money that could be generated, and you're thinking about all that other stuff. And did the NBA make this 6 games back? You could still make the playoffs because Zion Williamson is 3 games back, and Ja Morant is the one right in front of him.
You know what else? I mean, maybe, but I mean, think about this, bro. Think about if the NBA season doesn't happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's not going to be a. They're gonna like the NBA is gonna void that the CBA. That's already been talked about. Like if there's no season this year, the NBA will void the CBA and they will have to restart over.
Oh damn, that's crazy. What do you mean
So
restart over?
so like they would like bro, the NBA owners and they have the authority and the power to literally void the contract of the CBA and start over if there's no season this year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I
So
never
like
heard of something like that.
yeah, I was listening to it on ESPN today and they were talking about it and I was just like, wow, like that's kind of crazy. Like if they actually like they had the power, bro. If like dude, there's like think about how much money the owners are losing like I mean, yeah, the players want their money, but the owners are also losing money with because obviously they're probably not going to be able to
Yeah,
play with fans
yeah.
realistically.
Well, you talk about losing money, and that's the whole argument and the whole thing with the baseball going on. No one can decide who should lose more money, the owners or the players. But I've also heard, the thought where the owners look at it from this way is they might lose more money if they try and play, 58, 78, whatever they decide how many games. They might lose more money paying players and trying to like make it happen with testing and all that stuff and everything that's going to have to go into it with CDC precautions and all that stuff now. They're probably thinking we're going to lose more money trying to put on this half a bullcrap season than we would having nothing. So I think they're getting to the point where they rather take what loss comes from having nothing than taking the probably monumental loss and the bad look or players getting exposed and stuff like that over the other one. Like they think about that. Think about 10, 20 MLB players get coronavirus because this starts. Think about the MLB is highly like internet. Like there's a lot of players from Central America and Canada, and same thing with the NBA. There's players from Europe. There's players from Canada. There's players from
All different places,
England.
bro.
Exactly. So as soon as one person's exposed, 25 or 30 are probably going to be exposed. And that's why they've set up all these guidelines about daily testing and like I said, that's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money that these owners have to fork over.
Yeah.
That they have to come up with find these
Yeah,
tests.
but is it always about the money? That's the whole thing, dude. It's always about the money.
It is always about the money.
And you know,
It
I
is
don't know if
always
you've
about
seen
the
this on the news or on Sports Center. I like to call it the news, Sports Center, Sports News. They actually said that the players had a 100-player meeting that was led by a bunch of teams that were out of the playoffs and out of the bubble that think there should not be a season. There's like a push for not being a season that actually came out today. I don't know if you've seen that.
I did see that. I did see
So
that.
I mean,
Kyrie Irving was one of the big
yes,
vocalists.
yes, and it's because he's injured and he thinks it's unfair to him that he's not gonna be able to play. But honestly, man, I mean, so what? So now these players are trying to say we shouldn't have a season. But I mean, so what are we really doing here? Are we having a season? Or are we not having a season? I mean,
I want to say they're having a season, man. I do. MLB, I believe it's up to the owners now.
do you think MLB is all on the owners? That's you think? So you
Yeah,
think? So you think the NBA? You think the NBA is more of just let's just do. Okay, so you see what I'm saying?
Because the players are unifying in the NBA, saying they don't want. There's certain players coming out and certain teams, like you just said, coming out as wholes and saying they don't want to take part in this because they don't believe it's worth it. You don't think they also talked about the financial aspect of it?
Yeah, but I mean the problem with the NBA, they're actually getting their. I'm pretty sure most players are getting at least. Well, I know the big players already got their payments and already got paid, but like the old some of the players, that's the problem. Like some of the players aren't going to be getting as much money. Just like that's with the MLB. That's the problem with the MLB. The MLB says players want all. We want all. We get paid full. We want all the paid in full. Blah 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 blah. And it's like so. Like I said, it's like you said. It's always about the money, and it's just like so. If it's about the money, then just don't have a season at this point. Like I mean, if it was about the fans and about actually having the game come back and bringing it back to the fans and
That's
bring
what it should be
and
about.
yeah, it should be about lifting up like honestly lifting up like America and actually having
We
sports
need
back.
something.
Yeah, like everybody, we need something, lift everybody up and actually
Yeah.
bring.
We both agreed that we wouldn't get into the political touchiness, but we need something to help this country right now, and sports might be exactly that.
Exactly,
So
exactly. That's all we're really gonna say about that. I mean, we don't want to really get into it, but no,
yeah,
that's. I mean, that's kind of what I was kind of getting at. It's like, yeah, we need something to bring us back to like we all like get everything out of our mind and we just focus on sports and football and we need it all to come back. We do like that's that we're all becoming like just like trapped in a little bubble because this COVID and everything. No, we need to just get out of the bubble and let these players go out and play and entertain everybody on TV every night. Be able to go watch the game. Maybe me go over to your house and say, "Yo, there's a game on tonight. Let's go watch it at the bar, or the restaurant," and like
Mhm.
like you used to be able to, man. That's what everybody just wants, man. It's the truth.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to just bring that back and actually have that again, man. It really
Mhm.
would.
Definitely. But the NBA is not the only sport going on right now. You see NASCAR doing the races now. They got people back in the cars racing, which is pretty awesome. That
UFC.
seems to be drawing a big crowd. Yep, UFC is still doing their thing. Golf's out there doing their thing. They're playing right now.
Wrestling's been actually, what's funny is wrestling was the only sport to actually. I mean, I don't know if you consider it a sport or not, but they were the only entertainment or sport that came and actually fully stayed through the whole thing. I mean, I think that's a pretty interesting thing. I don't know if you
Pretty
remember
cool.
that.
That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. But like I said, there's golf going on right now. They got the Charles Schwab Challenge going on right now down in Fort Worth, Texas. Right now, you got your leader, Xander Schauffele. He's coming in at -13 right now, but he's got people hot on his back, man. Look out. He's got names like big names that most of you guys might know if you're not really, you're an avid golf fan. Gary Woodland, Justin Thomas, Jordan Speed, they're all at -12 right there, one shot behind him. So they're going into the final round tomorrow. They should have beautiful weather, and if you're looking for something to watch, some live sports, there's no cheering or anything like that, but it's golf. It's close as it gets. You don't get some clapping after a putt is made, but as far as
You can do your own clapping.
They get quiet when they do the sport anyway. The silence is key. So it's like if you're trying to enjoy something, golf is easily enjoyable right now. So I'd say tune into that tomorrow. Though I believe the final round starts probably about somewhere around 3 o'clock.
Yep, right there. I was gonna say 3 o'clock. Yep.
Yep. So good time to tune in. You know, catch some live sports.
If you actually like the one, yeah, like Brian said. So I mean, golf is honestly, I personally think that golf with no fans might be like they're probably gonna be so focused. And it's gonna be like
easily.
like playing like a regular round. They're not gonna really be focusing on the TV. They're not gonna see the fans. They're gonna like the shots and they're gonna be able to do some crazy shots without fans in the way and stuff, dude. Like I mean, honestly, fans being in the way, like kind of they might want to more risk a shot, but they have to shoot it a certain way because there's fans in the way, you know. So I'm interested in to see how that's really gonna work out and see what's gonna happen with that.
So I just wanted to say a few things. I don't know if you guys have been going on back on the YouTube page and checking out our other videos, but it was not last week, but 2 weeks ago we did a fantasy show. Some really good fantasy tips, some good stuff in there. We also talked about our Mike and Brian Fantasy League that we're opening up to the viewers to join, you know, to have a little fun with us.
So,
you know,
about Brian saying
YouTube
that, there
host.
actually is nobody that had actually joined. I don't know if you guys seen the link. I'm going to put it on the thing. I mean, I know we always post it on Facebook. If you have to create an account, but you probably have to do that before you actually do click on the link. If you want to DM, just DM us in the Mike and Brian show. We'll message you back. We'll send it there to you, DM. Whatever you need to do, we'll definitely let you join it. We have a few people that have reached out and actually want me to do that, so I will be doing it this week. So I think we have like 6 spots left. I think that people have reached out to me. So we're trying to we are gonna try to fill that so we can actually get a show where we can do the draft and everything with everybody and do maybe bring them live in the audio but not in the video.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So yep, that's honestly what we want to do. But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty interesting show to do that. I mean, honestly, a couple other things that we do want to bring up is that we like just I think we're all ready just to be able to talk about the Bills every game or the NFL and all these like guys. I mean, it's tough for us to find stuff that I think feel like Ross to like really I mean, I'm not saying we want to be on here and dragging it on and talk about all this stuff, but when it becomes we're gonna be doing longer shows for you guys, more stuff that we can really talk about. But like right now, there's just not much me and Brian have talked about. There's not really much to talk about, so that we're just gonna
So yeah, same type of thing Mike's saying. I just want to thank everyone who does go out and like the videos on Facebook and like the videos on YouTube. We do really appreciate it. We know our community is very, very small right now, but that's how it all starts for everyone. You start small and you get big, and we appreciate you guys, and we'll always remember you from the beginning. But make sure every time we go live and every time we post a video on YouTube, you're hitting the thumbs up or you're sharing it on your feed. It's just a simple little thing that we ask you. We just want to get out there. We just want more viewers.
Yeah, you just hit that little share button on the left side, and you hit the little blue, red, anything. You can even, if you want to hit the emote face or whatever, we don't care. Hit it.
Yeah. Also too, like Mike said, it may seem like these summer shows have been kind of dragged on now. We've been searching and digging and finding stuff to talk about, but we appreciate you guys sticking through it and tuning in with us when you do. But yeah, like I said, just keep sharing the page, like the stuff we post, like the videos we post, tune in with us live, and just let us know what you want to hear us talk about, until this does get started back up, maybe
appreciate the like, Josh. I don't want to even cut Brian up. Appreciate the likes, guys. You guys throwing in some likes, and there we have a few likes right there throwing in while you're talking about that. Sorry about Brian there.
Yeah, so if you just want to, throw us some topics maybe in the comment, next week, maybe we could talk about. If you guys always we could have a live chat with the audience. We could always do something like that. Me and Mike recently have been getting into sport trading cards, so like.
So here, there we go.
Kind of stuff,
there you go. You go ahead, Brian.
If you guys want us to talk a little bit about sports cards and vintage sports cards and stuff like that. We're
Alright,
really
now-
getting into that. And
All right,
whatnot,
so
and-
I'll mention it while Brian is, I'm gonna let Brian get some cards out of whatever, but the website is actually called VintageBreaks.com, guys. We actually, we do watch them a lot. They're actually getting a new website. These are like
You
two.
probably see
These are
us
two
share
graded
their-
cards that I actually do right here. We share their thing a lot. You could check them out on. Well, if you will, you can get the on YouTube. They're on YouTube is what they're mainly on. You can find them on Facebook. Their website is VintageBreaks.com. You just type it in the thing. I do have a whole box here. I mean, I'll show it to you guys, but like literally, I have a whole box of cards full right here with what that I have from them. I mean, Brian hasn't got as many as us. He's a little jealous, but we have been dabbling in different things and opening different things. I mean, if you guys honestly, we've been thinking, I might possibly do like a little opening for you guys when I get a pack.
Yeah.
That I have, we might, do an opening and show, and do it on the show for you. I don't know, Brian has a pack that he could open right now, maybe, but like, I mean, right now, yeah, we're just kind of, talking to you guys, telling what we're, some things. Yeah, see, Brian's got Star Wars that he actually, that's a good thing. He just got that. I mean, it's we might be, we're trying to maybe do dabble in different things. We are a sports talk show. We could talk about all different things. We like I said, we've been getting into collecting cards, and it's definitely something that
It's a great hobby.
it's a great hobby to get into, honestly. And if you guys are interested and you have questions about where you can get the cards or anything like that, again, DM us. One other thing, again, like I said, DM us about those Fantasy League. Fantasy League is something that we are trying to fill up. We have 2 spots taken already, and if we get that filled up, that is going to be a show where we're going to do it live. You're going to be able to talk to us in chat. We're not going to put you on video, but you're going to be in the chat, and you're going to be able to discuss it, and you're going to be able to say your pick on the live stream and everything like that. That's a really good card right there, guys. Yeah, Brian just got a great box that he opened the other day, and it was pretty it was honestly pretty jealous of seeing him opening that. But yeah, guys, we really appreciate you guys. Like we said, we're dragging on shows and we're trying to do what we get for you guys, but like we appreciate all the likes, the shares, and everything you guys do for us. Next week, we are hoping that we can get the Fantasy League filled and do the fantasy show. That's what we're trying to do next week. 100%. So like I said,
Fantasy show, guys. Fantasy football. Fantasy football. Let me make that clear. It's fantasy football.
yes,
Not fantasy basketball, not fantasy
yes,
hockey. It's football. So come this fall, we're talking. We're talking September, October when the NFL comes back.
but we're trying to do the draft soon, so we can just have the draft on the part of a show, so we can get a little something going for you guys. Because I think that we get a little interaction with the fans that we have in the show, and I think you guys have really enjoyed that.
Yeah. And I know our friends over there at Vintage Breaks, they do drop in and watch our videos sometimes. Vintage Breaks, guys, if you guys are interested in joining our fantasy league, let us know.
Yeah.
We got for everybody. Just let us know. We want to get it filled up. Just do something fun with all.
I'm
our
gonna
viewers,
actually,
try
I
and
think,
grow the
saying it now,
community.
one of our main guys who watched our cutting out Brian, I think we're gonna get. I'm gonna try to get Drew to get into it, and probably maybe we can get Dougie. Maybe the 2 guys I could ask those 2 guys, so we could have 2 guys for Vintage Breaks. I know those 2 guys are guys that do watch our shows a lot. So maybe those 2 guys we get in there. So hopefully, right now we're most likely gonna have like between 5 and 4 spots left. I don't really want to, but right now I'm gonna get those 2 people in that have been wanting in there, and I'll let you know exactly how many spots we have in the page by tomorrow, and then hopefully we can get it filled by next week, and we do the show next week where we can do the draft and have a little interaction.
And well, look on our page. I know usually most of our posts are videos, of course, but me and Mike are gonna start to post, back to the cards, like our nice polls, our PSA graded cards, just for the people who like it as a hobby and like to see cool cards and vintage cards, just some more content to put on the page. So just let us know what you guys think. Drop some stuff in the comments, hit the like button, share it. And thank you guys so much again. And I am Brian. He's Mike. Thanks for tuning in with us, guys. We really appreciate it.
This is the Mike and Brian show. For anybody who wasn't in here at the end, we're gonna give you the little ending like we always do for the little thing, and then we're gonna sign off for you guys. All right. So, all right. You guys have a good one. Here it comes. Well, bye, guys.
Peace out, guys. Thank you.
And here we go, here we go!
This is the Mike and Brian Show. Heard every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If it's sports, we're throwing it down. And did we mention we happen to like the Buffalo Bills just a little bit? If it's happening in Buffalo sports, we're talking about it. This is the Mike and Brian Show. And here's Mike and Brian.
And here we go, here we go!
This is the Mike and Brian Show. Heard every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If it's sports, we're throwing it down. And did we mention we happen to like the Buffalo Bills just a little bit? If it's happening in Buffalo sports, we're talking about it. This is the Mike and Brian Show. And here's Mike and Brian.